Well, Tim, you've had 31 wins over the course of your professional career. What would you say about this one? What does it mean to you?
It means that we're still kicking, so we got a lot of fight in the dog.
I mean, you've been fighting since 2004, 44 professional fights now. What would you tell somebody if you had to sum it up? I know it's probably a difficult question, but what's it like to be a professional fighter for, going back to 2004 now?
I'd say the road's very hard. Dig down, expect adversity, but stick to the game plan, and it'll pan out.
How are you feeling physically coming out of a fight like that?
Physically, I felt real good. I wound up tweaking my knee, my lower back earlier today in practice in the hotel. Knew how to get through it or whatever. If anyone's followed me, knew adversity is what I did, what I go through. So I could feel it right away when he locked me up against the cage, took my back a little bit. I knew I couldn't spin and try to hip out. I had to take my time. Right now it's a little stiff or whatever, but man, if there's not adversity, you ain't getting tough.
Sitting down on your stool after the second round, were you aware that it was probably going to come down to the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, and I could feel my back hurting, so I stood up and tried to just walk to the middle of the cage and get the pressure off my back. But I knew I had my timing down. I knew my jab was winning the fight, and I was hoping to land that big shot to get him out of there. But tough guy, durable, and the dude's just stronger than heck.
What do you think in the third round like that? Because I mean, it was you both seemed to know that it was right in on the last 5 minutes. You both went after each other pretty hard in the final five. What do you think it came down to? What do you think won you that fight ultimately?
Just accuracy. I felt I landed the bigger strikes, the more accurate strikes. I felt my jab was on point. There was times in there where I was finding double jabs and triple jabs. I knew I could keep him off me and keep him off my legs. I had the better chance to win the fight.
I mean, not that this is shocking or anything, but I heard you talking earlier this week that your main motivation right now is paycheck. Putting food on the table. How is it different fighting right now in your career as opposed to very early in your career where maybe you weren't thinking about money as much?
I was making like $250 to fight. I remember doing fights for $50. We didn't have commissions or none of that then. A bad day now, I can make 80 grand. So. That's everything. And then if you can do a little bit better each time, you get a little bit more incentive. And then the UFC sending those bonuses that people don't talk about. We only talk about the $50,000 bonus. UFC sending bonuses and incentives after every fight. They're calling and checking on us. They're making sure that our nutrition's good and our health is good. They're meeting us at the hotel, picking us up for our rides. They have the sauna already figured out. And anyone that's fought on these smaller shows knows that those little incentives are huge. So, I think the UFC's treated me real well throughout my course. I think this is my 23rd fight with the company, and my pay has only gotten better, and my treatment's only gotten better since I've been here.
You ever miss those old days? Sometimes those old days can be the most fun, or those days, they don't
Damn
compare.
Right. I didn't need a CPA then, you know what I mean? And now you got to talk to that dude the first of every year and start getting things in order, and you start figuring out your write-offs, and things gotten more difficult with that, the more responsibility with that, and it's just not it's not only about the fight anymore. There's a whole bunch. You got your coaches, your coaching staff, your training partners, bills, overhead. You got all those things to worry about, which when you start out, you don't worry about those things.
How about your just level of enjoyment? When you got to get up and fight a tough guy in the third round, is it something you want to do, or is it something you feel like you got to do in that
Damn
moment?
right, man. I'm here to get into a fight, and we could have passed up on it yesterday when he came in super heavy. I came out here to get in a fight. When the UFC calls me, I show up, make weight and fight, and maybe when I was at 155 pounds I wasn't enjoying it nearly as much because the weight cut sucked. That's the worst part of it. But to get up and do what I want to do, and got a little hot rod sitting in the mechanic shop right now getting worked on. I got things I want. I'm watching my daughters grow, my family grow and blossom. There's nothing better than it right now, man. That stuff has slowed my mind and my thinking down, and showed me what's important in life.
You've had a long, fun career, man. I think a lot of these young kids, if they say you could have Tim Means' career when it's all said and done, I think a lot of them would be happy with that. What do you want to do? I know you've said that you have a couple more years left. What do you want to do in those next couple of years?
Hell, get into as many fights as we can. I think this is my fourth fight in a year, something like that, dating back to December. Right now, dude, I went through puberty at like 25, so I haven't aged all that damn much. I finally got a little bit of hair on my chest. But, we're just going to push this as far as I can go, and as long as my body's holding up, we're going to do it as long as I can.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.